If the intention is doing it for somebody else, then is that even a true intention? Or where does your intention lie? Does it lie within yourself, or does it lie within guilt or shame or the should behind why you're doing what? Hello, welcome to Authentically Aligned, a wellness podcast where we speak on all things wellness, from fitness and nutrition to meditation and mindfulness, mental health, behavior change, habit change, and so much more. If you are a new listener, welcome to the podcast. And if you're a returning listener, thank you so much for your love and support. And I want you to know that I'm sending you that same love and support right back. Today, I want to share something that has been a huge focus of mine in probably the past year or so, and something that I want to share with everybody that is close to me, with all of my viewers and everybody in the world, to be honest. But that focus today is intention. So what does intention mean? It means to do something with intent, an aim, or a plan. Now, intention is probably one of the more important words that you should be focused on in your journey, whatever that may be, whether it's a journey of healing, whether it's a journey of fitness, nutrition, mental health. Your intention is so important because without intention, there is no true purpose. So, what do I mean by that? If you are not moving with intention in everything that you do, what is the purpose of what you are doing, right? So it's so easy for us to just go through our days. We get into a routine, we start doing the same thing over and over and over again, and then it becomes mindless. And then where does the intention lie, right? So let's make it something as simple as the gym. If your intention is to get fit and be well, maybe achieve your goal body, but you don't have an intention in the gym and you go to the gym every single day, but there's no plan, there's no focus, you are just going in and you're lifting some weights hoping that your body will change. Likely, yes, eventually your body will change, but imagine if you set an intention of, this is exactly what I'm gonna do. Create a plan, create a focus. And I promise you, not only are you going to see results, but you're going to feel so much better. The accomplishment that you're going to feel, the satisfaction that you're going to feel, knowing that you did something with a purpose and a drive, is going to change not only your workout, but it's going to change your entire day. And this is something that I have been really focused on with my clients, not only in fitness, not only in nutrition, but in lifestyle and behavior change and habit change. Because if your intention doesn't match your goals, there's a disconnect, right? And that disconnect is going to show at some point in time. So I think that it's really important for you to take a step back. Understand what your goals are, whatever that may be, and then write them down and create a plan of attack. Figure out where your intention needs to lie, what your focus needs to be, and go into everything that you do with a purpose. Now, another example of this is with your food, right? We can be so intentional about, I should say intentional, right? We can have an intention to eat healthy. But if your intention isn't acted upon, where are the results, right? So we can intend to eat healthy, but you can go out and pick up food for dinner every night. Or you can intend to eat healthy and put intention behind that action. So that means you're writing down, I want to eat healthy, right? What are the steps that we need to take in order to get there? Maybe that means going to the grocery store once a week. Not even that. Take it back before that. Let's make a grocery list of all of the things we're going to eat. Take it before that. What should I be eating throughout the week in order to be eating healthy or meeting my goals or setting a purposeful intention? So thinking about all of the steps that it takes to be intentional, right? So you have to create your meal plan for the week. Then you grocery shop, or you create your list and then you grocery shop. Then you go to the action, you grocery shop, you come home and you clean your kitchen, or you get rid of things that you shouldn't be eating, and you prep for the week. Then that way you're setting yourself up for success. You know, on Monday, I'm going to come home and I either already have food prepped for me, or I'm going to cook this specific meal. And having that intention keeps you focused, it keeps you driven, and it keeps your purpose in view. It's right there, right? Now, without the intention, you kind of forget about the purpose. You kind of forget. And it's really easy to, if you don't have intention, if you didn't plan your meals, if you didn't grocery shop, if you didn't prep, then it's really easy for you at the end of the day to say, okay, well, I'll just pick up food because I don't feel like deciding what I want to eat, right? Again, no intention behind that. So really just taking focus to every little thing in your life. It could be as simple as meditation, right? This is something, I saw an article or a post on Instagram the other day talking about you can be doing all of the right things, right? You can be meditating, you can be sitting in silence, you can be practicing yoga, you could be working out. But if you're not doing it with intention, then you're kind of just going through the moves and you're not getting the best result out of what you're doing. To me, I'm such a huge believer in doing things with intention or not at all, because the actuality of going to the gym with purpose and intention versus not even going to the gym at all. Like if I'm tired and I know I'm not going to have a good workout, there's no intention, there's no purpose behind my workout, I'm just not going to go to the gym because I understand that listening to my body is more important. And then I'm going to be intentional with that time. Maybe that's getting the extra sleep. Maybe that's just sitting and meditating, or maybe that's stretching. Having intention behind that so that my body is feeling good, my mind is feeling good. And to be honest, that takes a lot of discernment. You have to step back and understand exactly how you are feeling within your body, within your mind, within yourself. Because I feel like there are times when people can get so caught up in these shoulds of, oh, I should do this. I should do this because this person is doing this. I should do this because somebody told me to do this. But if the intention is doing it for somebody else, then is that even a true intention? Or where does your intention lie? Does it lie within yourself, or does it lie within guilt or shame or the should behind why you're doing what you're doing? So making sure that as you set intentions, your intentions are purposeful toward yourself and toward your goals. Anyway, taking it back to this meme that I saw, it's like you can be doing all of the right things. And I think that, you know, especially being in the wellness space, I witnessed this where people are doing all of the right things. They're meditating, they're journaling, they're going to therapy, they're going to the sound baths, they're going to yoga, they're doing all of these things. But at the end of the day, if they're not being honest with themselves, then the intention is actually not purposeful, right? So if you're going to yoga, but you're still stressed out and you have all of these other things on your mind and your body is hurting, but you're just pushing through because you know yoga is good for you, I want you to think about that. I want you to take a step back and think about that. Same thing goes for if you're journaling, or if you're in a therapy session and you catch yourself not being honest with yourself, take a step back and think about that. Think about why you're not being honest with yourself, and think about the things that you are hindering by not being honest with yourself. I promise you, the second you start to just ask yourself more questions and get to understand yourself better and understand why you are doing the things that you are doing, you're naturally going to move with so much more intention. Because I can meditate, and there are days when I will meditate for 30, 40 minutes because I'm able to be intentional about that meditation. There are other days where I wake up and I'm only able to meditate for 5 minutes, but those 5 minutes are purposeful and with intention. And making sure that you are aware of your intention for everything. The more you start to do it, the more it's going to become a habit and a practice. And you're going to be able to not only apply it to the meditation and the fitness and the workouts, but everything else in your life. Just with anything else, intention is a practice. And the more and more you start to move with intention, the more intentional and purposeful your entire life is going to be. Something that is really big for me, especially right now and more recently, is the intention of the people that you are surrounding yourself with. Now, this goes for family, this goes for friends, this goes for relationships, it goes for everything. But you have to take a step back. Your time is so valuable, right? Your time is so valuable. We only have one life. And our time here on this earth is so limited. So making sure that when you are spending time with somebody, there is intention and purpose behind it. What are you going to get out of spending time with somebody? Now, I know that sounds crazy. It sounds transactional, but it's the reality of it. You have those friends or people or acquaintances or whatever that you may spend time with, and you leave feeling so fulfilled. Your heart is full, you feel happy, you're inspired, you are ready to go, and you feel full of life, right? And then you have those people that you surround yourself with that when you leave them, you feel drained, you feel exhausted, you feel like you need to replenish yourself. And really being mindful of both of those connections. Of course, we are going to have interactions with people in the world that are not going to fill our cup, that are not going to be fulfilling. But I think that it's important to recognize those and understand the capacity and the energy that you have in order to give that to somebody else. Something that has been very prominent for me as I navigate what you would like to call dating or getting to know people or spending time with people is I have found myself to be much better off being by myself, right? And that's a great thing. I think it was an accomplishment for me to get to that point. But now, if I'm going to be spending time with somebody, again, can go relationally or in like an intimate relationship, or it can just be a friendship or a family member. But for me, if I know that being by myself, taking care of myself is going to bring me more joy, more fulfillment, more contentment, more peace, I'm going to be by myself. So it takes a lot for me to go out and spend time with friends or family or getting to know somebody, because if there is not an intention behind what we're doing and where we're moving, and if we're not on the same page, I don't need to be spending time with somebody out of loneliness. I am not lonely. Yes, of course, as human beings, we desire companionship. But if I am spending time with somebody and there's no intention, there's no purpose, there's no drive behind our connection, to me, I would rather replenish my energy, take care of myself, spend my time doing something better. And I was going to put quotation marks, but it's not even something to be emphasized. It's just that is the reality of it. And I think it's important for us to understand those relationships, being very intentional about your values, your morals, the things that you want. And if you are feeding into anything other than those things, I think it's a good time to evaluate and question, why am I feeding into these things? Also, are these things hindering me, or are they blocking my blessings from bigger and better things, And I think that finding peace in solitude is probably one of the most powerful things that you can do, whether you are in a relationship or a partnership, or you have a million friends, or whatever the case may be, it is so important to find peace in solitude, because at the end of the day, the only person that you have that you can always count on is yourself. So making sure that your relationships move with intention. And sometimes that comes with having hard conversations. I have had to have hard conversations with some of my friends recently because I want all of the relationships in my life to be purposeful and intentional and moving toward my goals, moving toward my higher self. And I want my friends to support that. And if you have good, true people in your life that care about you, they should want to see that too. And if you don't have people that want to see those things for you, it's a perfect time for reevaluation. It doesn't mean that you have to get rid those people of your life, but it's a great time for evaluation, and it's a great time to see, well, do these people bring me up, or are they kind of maybe not doing the best for me? So where should I be spending my time? It just is so important to move with intention, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's in your career. I think that especially because we are all a part of this society, right? We all have to have a job. We all have to make money. We have to participate in certain things in order to make a livelihood for ourselves, right? But I do think that it's important to have intention behind everything that you're doing. And maybe you do have this job that you don't necessarily like, but it's paying the bills. That is your intention, right? But making sure that you don't get caught up in that intention and really understanding the bigger purpose. What is your intention for your entire life? Not what is your intention to pay the bills and live your life in this world. But just making sure that you're always looking at the bigger picture, because I think when you take a step back and you're looking at the bigger picture, it's so much easier to see where your intention is and where your purpose is. Going back to the people that you surround yourselves with, your community is so important. And the goal is to, of course, be able to hold yourself accountable to these intentions, but it's also important to have people in your life who are going to hold you accountable when you're not able to hold yourself accountable. And finding that community can be really hard. But number one, I want you to know that I am here for you. So if you are listening and you feel like you need some sort of a support system or an accountability group, seriously, send me a DM, hit me up, and I will be of support for you in meeting your goals. But I think that it's so important to have that. A friend of mine and I were talking the other day, and we were talking about how the camaraderie is so important. Whether it's in the gym and you see somebody who is working just as hard as you, who has the same vision as you, who has the same goals as you. And that is so empowering to have people who are also moving with intention, and their intentions can be different than yours, but being able to see somebody else's vision and support them, and them see your vision and support you, is so empowering and so incredible. And if you don't have a community, I recommend, I know it's not easy, so take a second, but I recommend trying to build that community, trying to build friendships where there is intention and purpose behind the friendship, behind your lives together as a unit, behind your lives separately. And the goal is to level up, right? And we can all say that. We can all say, oh, I want to level up. I want to do this. I want to do this. But that requires a lot, right? That requires discipline. Intention requires discipline, because you have to take steps back to sit down and focus and be disciplined enough to write out step by step by step by step how you are going to stay intentional. I think that it's very easy for us to sit down. We can write our manifestations. We can write our goals. We can write our dreams. That's the easy part. Everybody has those. What are the steps that you are going to take in order to achieve all of those things that you want? And do you have the discipline to continue to move with intention and purpose when things get hard, when you're tired, when you get hurt, when it takes longer than you thought it was going to, right? So I think that the intention behind things is really where you find your drive. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Your why is so incredibly important, and making sure that your why is for you. Of course, there are things that we do for other people and we want to see other people succeed, or we want to help other people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But making sure that your why is because you want it, not because anybody else wants it, not because you feel obligated, not because you feel shame, not because you feel guilt, but really just making sure that you are doing the things that you're doing exactly entirely for yourself. And I think that that in itself explains moving with intention. Because if you're doing things for any reason but you, or the fulfillment or happiness or dreams and goals of you at the end of the day, I don't think you're moving with authentic intention. Because, everybody says this, but you have to fill your cup before you fill anybody else's cup. You have to be solid. You have to be full within yourself. And until you're able to do that, the authenticity of filling anybody else's cup becomes non-existent. It becomes irrelevant. So making sure that you are just moving with intention, And I think the interesting part about intention and goals and dreams and all of this that I'm talking about is things change, You could be feeling one way, you could want something so bad or have such great intentions or have an intention for something. And then maybe a month, 6 months, a year later, you don't feel the same way. You don't have that same intention. You don't have that same purpose. You don't have that same drive. And that's okay. It is okay to change your mind, because at the end of the day, your fulfillment is so much more important. I know that sometimes people can feel unsuccessful or unproductive when they are consistently changing their intentions. But I think that if there isn't purpose behind what you're doing and there isn't passion behind what you're doing, it is 100% okay to change directions, because fulfillment is going to give you everything that you need. And if you're moving in a direction that is not providing fulfillment, I don't believe you can have true, authentic intention as you move through whatever it may be. So overall, I feel like taking time to step back, understand what your intentions are, understand where your intentions lie, and understand yourself enough to answer those questions is going to be the biggest game changer. This is what I recommend you doing this week. I recommend you take 30 minutes to an hour to sit and meditate, bring focus, bring clarity, and also journal and understand where your intentions lie, not only when it comes to yourself, but when it comes to your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, your relationships, your lifestyle, your well-being, everything that surrounds your life. Take time to understand where your intentions lie, and then set goals. Start writing down, this is the plan. This is the plan of action that I need to take in order to move with intention, and put everything into action. Go for it. Move with intention. And the more you start to move with intention in little parts of your life, the more you're going to start to move with intention in every single part of your life. And then your life in its entirety becomes intentional, purposeful, and fulfilling. Like I said, it is so hard to find accountability partners. It is so hard to find that community. And I want you to know that I am a part of your community. I am here for you, and I would love for you to join our Align Wellness community. So if you ever need support, reach out to me, hit me up, and I want you to know that I am sending you so much love and light. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you next time.